Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi barakatuh, everybody. I'm Preacher Mars, host of the SOS, the Shoutout Show. Hope you are feeling good. You're feeling groovy. We are here, brothers and sisters, on the precipice of another weekend. We're at Thursday. You know, when you go to work on Friday, you're not going to get any work done, particularly if you're getting paid that Friday. And if you're not getting paid that Friday, there's a good chance you're not going in at all. Well, brothers and sisters, I am one of those moods. I know we've been covering a lot of subject matter over the last couple of weeks. Some of it heavy, some of it informative, some of it medical, health, all those good things, brothers and sisters. But today I thought for our Throwback Thursday, one of our first Throwback Thursdays coming out of hiatus, I thought, you know what, we would take a humorous approach to looking at aspects of life. There are a lot of aspects of life. There is children, there's family, there's jobs, there's careers, there's milestones. But underscoring all of that, brothers and sisters, the fact of the matter is that we're getting older. As the world goes around on its axis, we are getting older and older. Not just you, but me. Even the little babies are now getting to be older babies. Going to be grown people looking at us going, damn, Papa, you old. Well, that's all right, brothers and sisters. So we're going to talk about that today, and I'm going to help you, inshallah, help you recognize some of the signs of getting old. I'm calling this episode, brothers and sisters, Getting Older Wake Up Calls. Getting Older Wake Up Calls. I'm going to talk about a series of events that will let you know, possibly before anyone else knows, that you're getting older. Things you used to do, you still may be able to do them, but you can't do them with the same efficiency. You can't do them over the same amount of time. You don't have the same persistence. Things you used to go do, brothers and sisters, sometimes they're just not interesting anymore. And that's just a product of getting older. And you have to, brothers and sisters, I understand this. You have to streamline expectations as you get older. And when I say expectations, when streamline, I mean you have to know that what you did 20 years ago, if you 55 or 60, you might not be able to do it the same way, if at all. So I'm saying this, brothers and sisters, because at some point in time, I pray that we all age gracefully. But until that time, brothers and sisters, we might as well just talk about it. We might as well get it out. I'm a comedian. I have a lot of funny getting old wake-up calls. And I'm going to be sure to ask you for your independent, special, growing old wake-up calls. Because we all have them, brothers and sisters. We all have them. I'm going to talk about a few of them. I want to make sure we do get some shouts out. Brother Bilal Decker, Austin, Texas, his uncle, stage 4 cancer. So we want to make sure that we make dua for brother Musaf out of Austin. Make sure you make dua for him. Sister Atala Muhammad passed away down in Georgia. We want to make sure that we make dua for them. Because in the end, while we joke, seriousness, you know what, we all will return to God, return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala one day. And hopefully when we get there, we would have done our job here down on earth and we can enjoy our rewards. We'll get our rewards, inshallah. But until that time, brothers and sisters, we might as well talk about it. I see old things. That's when you start knowing that you're getting old. And when I say old things, not just old things, it's old things you used to do, old things you used to eat. So the first thing when you know you get older is when you go out with your friends and the waiter gives you a menu, you will literally say that in front of your friends. Ooh, I can't eat that. That give me gas. You'll tell about every piece of food and what kind of damage it will do to you. All that right there, keep me burping all week. And normally you would say, this is a disgusting conversation. But guess what? You're older. Not only are you having a conversation, but it's a round table. Everybody's going to tell you, the last time I had some deviled eggs, that's the part of it, brothers and sisters. And some of it is funny. We gracefully age older. And I'm going to tell you guys, I'm not going to say it for my age group. Yeah, I'm 54, but I'm going to be honest with you. You start seeing these things when you're 30. Youth, they say, is fleeting. It's fleeting. It runs away. When you get older, it reminds you every morning, hey, I'm still here and you're still here. See you tomorrow. So, without further ado, brothers and sisters, we're going to get into our show, classically called, on the Throwback Thursday, Getting Old Wake Up Calls with me, Preacher Moss, on the SOS. Let's wound it up while I can still remember getting whole wake-up calls. The Shout Out Show. Hit it. All right, brothers and sisters, and we are back here on the SOS. Before we get started with our subject matter, our talk today, I want to make sure, Sister Tana has generously reminded us, we want to make sure that we shout out all our veterans. Today is Veterans Day. Brothers and sisters, Veterans Day. Those old guys, those old soldiers that used to hang out at the VFW, we love you and thank you for your service to this country. My dad's a vet, JT's a vet, Elijah's a vet. We got a whole lot of people that come on the show that have served in the armed forces. We want to make sure that we show them some appreciation, brothers and sisters, to let them know that their sacrifices meant something and will continue to mean something. Despite anything that goes on in the country, the politics, you can always guarantee that they're going to be people who are willing to sacrifice, put their lives on the line to make sure that you and myself are able to sleep safely at night. Shout out to my veterans. All right. So here we're gonna go. We're gonna make sure. Okay, Sister Satana said women. Well, I thought I was covering all of the veterans. I wasn't trying to be gender specific, but I want to make sure that I shout out all of the Muslim, not even Muslim women, the women who serve in the armed forces. Let's just give them all a hand. I know a couple of them. Sister Christina's. She used to come on the show. Her daughter was doing basic training at some point in time. So let's go ahead and shout out all the sisters with firearms. I didn't mean that. Let's give a shout out to all the sisters who are also out there putting their lives on the line because they believe in the principle. So I'm making jokes, but they believe in the principle. Thank you so much, Satana, for that timely reminder. Also, I want to give a shout out to my Muslim brothers and sisters who are in the armed services. People like my main man, Imam Talib, like I said, Brother Elijah. We have a lot of people who served, and they serve well, and they serve in the capacity as Muslims serving in this country. We don't want to leave them out. So shout out, brother, my main man, Brother Lyndon. We got a whole bunch of veterans, so I'm just putting it out there, particularly Muslim veterans. So we want to make sure I make that point too. So veterans, women in the armed services, and Muslims in the armed services too. Satana, I think I got everybody covered. I hope so, inshallah. All right, brothers and sisters. Let's go ahead and get to our comments, not a comment section. Let's get to our shout out show family. Like I said, we're missing some parts of our family. People are dealing with janazas and things like that. Shout out to Sister Naima in Detroit, her and her family. Ika, we hope you're doing well too. Let's go ahead and get some people out here. Sister Tana, who we got? I know we got Sister Ree. What's going on, Sister Ree? We hope that you are doing well. I hope I wasn't long-winded in talking about how much we're making dua for you and your health and your family. But I will reiterate that process and those feelings for myself and the shout out show will not dissipate. We want to make sure that you're doing all right. Shout out to you. Okay. Shout out to you. Next up. Oh my goodness. Abdulaziz. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brother. Nice to see you on the show, man. Where you been, brother? We've been waiting for you. I've been waiting to do this topic just for you, my brother. All right, I'm messing with you, but I'm gonna be honest, man. Appreciate you coming on the show, checking out our platform, and like I said, man, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Appreciate you, and thank you so much. Hang out, we're gonna have a good time today. And we got my brother all the way from the UK, Mr. Straight Up, Straight Down, Mr. 6 o'clock. All talk for sheep, brothers and sisters. Our Canadian ambassador to the show, the official Canadian ambassador to the Shout Out Show. He does not miss an episode. Boy, you on time like 1 o'clock on the 1st and 5th, that 1st and 15th. That's what he is, brother. We appreciate you. All right. We got Sister Aikawa, Lake Masalana for Tula Badakatu, all the way from Depok, checking in with us. We hope she's doing well. Hope that your family is doing well. We pray that Allah continues to give you shifa and blessings and make sure that everything you're working for, you're successful. Alhamdulillah. Next up, and we got Sister Satana, our consultant producer, making sure that the program works right. Let me tell you guys what the consultant producer does for a person who's going through getting old wake-up calls. She calls to make sure I'm living. Because if I'm dead, there ain't gonna be no show. It's gonna definitely be late. That's one. Number two, I'm gonna be honest. I forget things. I can be a little scatterbrained. Be quiet, Shatana. I don't need your help on this one. I can be a little scatterbrained, and I don't write things down like I should. And so sometimes I drop a couple balls here and there, and Satana's here to make sure that the ones I drop do not hit the ground. The eggs that I'm juggling do not crash on the ground. So we appreciate that. All right. Thank you, Sister Satana, for coming on the show. All right. Next up, brothers and sisters. The getting older wake-up calls. I knew I was on my way, brothers and sisters, to getting old. And I don't know if this happened to you. I could not find my glasses. Now, the thing about when you can't find your glasses, your eyesight is not good, you don't want people to help you because it emphasizes just how bad your eyesight is. You don't want people to help you because they'll be looking for you, understanding that his eyes are so bad, he actually needs his glasses to find his glasses. And as you meander through your house, tripping over stuff, knocking over things, it's usually a child or a young niece or nephew that says, "What are you looking for?" And you are so in the moment about, I don't want these people to know how vulnerable I am right now, that you tell them, go away. You tell them, leave me alone. Leave me alone. I got this. It happened to me with a young lady. She let me walk all around, meander all around, and watch my blood pressure go up, and watch me get upset, and listen to me try to not to curse while she was around. Doggone it, oh poo, shucks. Those were the words I was using. That's not the way I was feeling in my emotions, but you don't want to cuss in front of young children. And she said, "What are you looking for?" Finally, in total defeat, I said, "I'm looking for my glasses." And she said, "They're on your head." That's the first one, brothers and sisters. When you can't find your glasses, why? Because they're on your head. Now, here's another one. And I will state this, brothers and sisters, that when we get older, people say that we are getting mean. We are not getting mean when we get older, just for you younger folks. We are not getting mean. We're not mean. We're just specific. I'm not mean. I'm just specific. A young man told me he wanted to be a doctor. I said, "What are your grades?" He said, "I got a D in biology, a D in chemistry." He said, "I got a B in gym, and I got a C in English." I said, "You probably got a better chance of being a patient." I'm not being mean. I'm not being mean. Do you hear me? I'm telling him the truth. I'm being specific. And when you get older, let me throw this out here too. When you get older, for people who are young, stop asking old people for a lot of stuff. We ain't got time to figure out your life. Satana, tell them, we don't have time to figure out your life. If you're 30, 35 years old, still living in your mama's basement, we ain't got time to figure that out. You've made bad decisions. I'm not being mean. I'm being specific.
Specific. Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone.
Satana, this is a black man being specific with people who have lost their mind. We don't even talk.
You also argue with yourself, I think, once you get to that certain age.
I do argue with myself. You crazy, man. I bet you rehearse acting crazy. You rehearse acting crazy. I saw some kids doing stuff they shouldn't be doing. I'm rehearsing like I gotta go talk about, but I go over there. It's gonna be over. I'm here to tell you, come over. And they know not to come over because they know I'm crazy. They know I'm crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you remember as you were growing up, it's like, don't pass that house. That's a crazy person. In that house, you don't want to go. You don't want you're you're playing kickball, you play something, you're playing baseball, and then you just turn around and wake up one day. You're like, you know what? I'm the crazy person in the house. So I don't want to use the word crazy, but you're the old person in the house. Yeah.
Look, my mother lived into her 90s. May love be pleased with her.
Me.
But at some point in time, she had dementia. So at some point in time, she really didn't work to you get renamed is what happened. And one time she was frustrated trying to remember my name, and this is what she called me for the rest of my visit. That damn boy. She would tell her friend, "You see that damn boy?"
I'm almost sure she called you that prior to that. I'm almost sure that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, she did. She was like, "That damn boy." I was like, "Grandma, I need to wear a tag."
Yeah.
And here's the thing: when you get older, just for you young kids, so you don't feel bad. Here's the thing: when you go to events like cookouts or family reunions or even funerals, I am getting to the point, Satana, where I try not to remember anybody's name. I spent my whole life trying to remember names. I was at an event at a funeral, and nobody knew my name. Nobody. They only knew who my parents were. That was it. And that's how to refer to me. Think about this. I've done comedy. I've been on TV. I've done all this stuff. And a guy walked up and he said, "Who are you?" And I said my name. He was like, "Huh." And somebody yelled out, "That's Maze Boy." And that was the rest of my name. I was Maze Boy for the rest.
Yeah.
At one point, I was going to get a name tag that just said Maze Boy on it.
For sure.
And it's like everybody knows the DNA from Maze Boy.
Yeah. You get your fame through your parents. That's
it's like
in certain circles. It's like I don't care. Like it's like, oh, you come from that stock. Okay, you're okay.
It's like
right.
It's like dysfunctional pronouns. Maze Boy. Maxine little girl. That Johnny nephew. No name.
Right.
No name. I got a lot of nephews.
Right.
Tone or whatever. I mean, here's how I know. I'm getting older. And I'm not being mean. I'm being specific. Someone walked up to me and I said, "How you doing, brother?" He was a little down. I said, "Hey, how you doing?" He said, "Man, I'm hanging in there." I said, "Good for you." I said, "Man, he said, man, I pray for me." I said, "Brother, no problem. I got for you." He said, "Man, I need you to pray for me, my wife, my son. My mama doing bad, my brother." And I'm like, hey, you need to let me know who you love the most. Because I ain't gonna put all those people. I'm not being mean, I'm being specific.
Right.
I'm not praying for all these people.
Right. One, you're not, it's like, okay, I'm not going to remember. And then two, I don't have the time. Right. Is that what you're saying?
And we Muslim too. Look,
right. The blessings in it, right? But you're like,
yeah. I'm at that point in time when somebody say pray for me, I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to stretch. I'm like, because this right here, you could pop your shoulder out of joint.
For sure. And that's another thing, right? It's like the pain, right? So that's like kind of one of the first wake up calls, right? And you mentioned earlier that it is fleeting, and so you can get this as early as like in your 30s, right? People are like,
real talk.
Real talk. I hear these millennials are like, "Oh wow, I woke up and like I had aches and pains," and like, they're in their 30s, and so so that's kind of one of the first kind of like signs that you're kind of crossing that threshold.
So when you gotta explain things to people before it happens,
Yeah.
when you know it's a wake up call.
Right.
Hey man, why don't you come on? I'm saying, before we get ahead, let me tell you what's going on. You got to tell people what's going on in case you have an attack. That's what it is. If you blow your feet out of your back, you need to let them know all of the medical people they got to call and the procedures to get you to the car. That was it. It's nothing more sad than watching like a 40 or 50-year-old basketball league. We call them the Bengay League. Everybody has on bandages and knee pads. It's like just wrap people. You should have just bubble wrap people.
Oh man. We got some comments here. So
Brother Eric. Here's the one I know when I was getting older.
What's that?
You will listen to somebody say something and they're waiting for a response, you don't give it to them. You got a kid named me, he said, "Hey, Mr. Miles, I lost my job, but I'm trying to get some work, and I was hoping, I could borrow $100 from him." That's it. I've learned to walk off. I am the walk off king. Okay. Look, I learned this from my dad.
Yeah.
That's when you look to see if they talking to somebody else.
Right. We got a couple of comments here. Let's go ahead.
All right, cool.
So Eric Carter,
Eric, welcome to the show, brother. How you doing now?
Our Canadian ambassador Altaf, he says, when you had something in your childhood and then now it's released and labeled as retro. That is so true. It's like some of the stuff that kids are looking at, like whether it's clothes or whether it's the television show, and it's retro. I'm like, wait a second.
It's the music. When you see remakes, when you see remakes and you remember the original one and you get into arguments with somebody that it's a remake.
Yeah,
I know who did that. Yeah, so no, that ain't who did it. Look, you gotta throw your hand. No, that ain't who did it. Me. Then you just look off. I mean,
oh man,
it's so bad. I've watched remakes of TV shows, remakes of songs. I was driving today, and I'm new to Siri, so I do the Siri play. You know what I'm saying? I said I wanted to hear the original Moody's Move for Love, but there's different versions. Like there's King Pleasure, there's Eddie Jefferson, there's an actual one with James Moody. You see what I'm saying? This is how you know you old, because you remember all these names. So I go, Siri, play Moody's Move for Love. And they brought on Quincy Jones' rendition from Q's joint. And I was about to cut it off, like, that ain't the original. I mean, it was really good, though. And I think the reason why I didn't cut it off, Satana, because it was Quincy Jones and it was his version. And I give respect to Quincy Jones because he's like 245 years old. So I'm like, you know what?
Yeah. Brother Bilal Salahuddin, he comes in and says, "Salams. He just woke up from a nap, a bit late, but thank you for joining." See, that's another sign, Brother Bilal. That's another sign right there. He just proved the point.
Satana,
taking midday naps. Taking midday naps.
I used to laugh at my grandfather because he would come home from work and he would eat and he watched the news and the Flintstones, and then he'd fall asleep in his chair. And one time I was staying over when I was young, he got up and I was like, "Granddaddy, where you going?" He said, "I'm going to bed. I had my nap. Now I'm going to bed."
Right.
And I would laugh about it because I thought it was so funny. So I'm in California with Mustafa Davis, director Mustafa Davis.
Yeah.
We've been threatening to get together. We get together, and we had done some work in the studio, some studio work. and he had to run some errands. So he left me with his children. And he was like, look, I'm going to put on a movie. You guys are going to be with Uncle Preach. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm supposed to be watching them or not, Satana, but they were older. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they beautiful kids. Man, I'll be pleased with the Mustafa Davis family. Yeah, beautiful kids, okay? They put on a movie. And I'm watching the movie. Somehow, there's a power outage. All the lights went out, but just on me. It was light everywhere else. I done knocked out. Ugh. Look, hey, you gotta we can fall. You fall asleep and act like you still eating. So I was doing that, and they were so courteous and so well mannered. They didn't wake me up. And Satana, when I say I took a nap, because we went to some halal Chinese food place, I ate too much. I think we finished eating and got to the house like 5. The kids woke me up at 8. Right? Shame. And when you get older, ain't no shame where you sleep. You sleep on the bus, you sleep at church, and you don't explain yourself. People are like, you fell asleep. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, you got a comment from your mom here.
My mom says, older now, house empty now. So can order carry out all the time versus headaches from cooking. Yeah. When you get older,
clearly,
here is your.
Wait, but let's. Can we just stop and say that she's clearly talking about you?
When you get older, when your kids move out,
cook.
When you go see your parents and you want to know where they are in terms of their life, right? Where they are in terms of their life. When you go see your parents, check the refrigerator in the drawer beside the refrigerator for takeout menus.
Right? My parents don't. They take out.
If they have more than 60 takeout menus, they over the age of 80. My mother be like, "What you want?" I'm like, "Mom, what you cooking?" We ordering. I'm like, "What? Wait a minute. I look at mom, I said, "What you making for dinner?" This is my mom. She looked at me and said, "Like my dad." My dad has his favorite burrito place in Albuquerque. Like when we go there, I know when I'm there, I know we're going to this burrito place. We got 2 places. One is a burrito place, and other one. Okay, I'm telling my dad's business. He knows the only place in Albuquerque where you can get that old school candy. That's when you know you're getting older. That's a wake-up call. When you want old school candy, you don't want no Snickers. You don't want no new stuff. You want lemon heads. You want baked beans. You want Alexander the grapes. You want now and laters. Pixie sticks. Yes, I said it. Pixie sticks. Chico sticks. He has a spot in Albuquerque. We just go. They got all the old candy. They even got old Henrys. I'm like, how old is that old Henry? But you love the candy. This is what it is. I had to throw that out because it is funny, and it's ridiculous.
Oh man,
it is. But here's the all right. Here's the one for the Muslims, and I had this happen to me with Imam Abu Qadir in Bilal International, Bilal Mustafa.
Jeez.
Okay, so this is bad. First of all, I had to do an event with them, and the day of the event, Imam comes and picks me up. I'm like, I'm on time. Man, what we doing? We spent at least 2.5 hours on the pursuit of halal smoking links. Like we had to have these smoking links. We didn't even make it to the event on time looking for smoking links. And the only person that bought 2 smoking links was I'm like, you're the only one who wanted smoking links. He said, yes, I did. Okay, that was a one. But he took me around. It was like a Muslim version of training day. Picked me up at 9 in the morning. My flight was at 9 p.m. Donna, I almost missed the flight. We're going everywhere. everywhere. You know, Bilal knows everybody. Bilal knows everybody. Kadir knows everybody. I barely make my flight. Okay, here's the thing. We were in San Francisco. We had to pray. And I have this thing where I have flare-ups in my legs sometimes. Like really bad flare-ups. And I was not trying to tell these two I had flare-ups. So we went to this match here downtown, I think in San Francisco. I know it was San Francisco because they were like, here it is. And I couldn't bend. I couldn't. I was like, oh no. Get all the way down on the floor. And I was just like I was with the glass. They're like, what's wrong with you? Ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm good. Look, I need to just stretch. I get to it. Stretching was not helping.
Oh, yeah.
Just had to go get me like 8 Tylenol to take.
Oh, wow.
To function. And all you brothers and sisters, it's going to happen to you one day. When you walk in the masjid, you're going to look at all that carpet in front of you, and you're not going to be able to touch it. You're going to have to go over to the chair
section.
You're going to have to sit down in the chair, and you're going to have to do this in the chair. I had to do it in the chair in the middle of the masjid. And I swore them to secrecy. I said, don't you ever touch me. But I had to use the chair. All right.
It's gonna happen to all of us. But inshallah, say inshallah we'll get to that. We'll get to that place as well. Inshallah, we'll get to that.
And if you ever look at me and ask me to pray for more than one person at one time, I'm gonna do this.
Well, just a reminder, everyone, before we sign off, that we are on the air live Monday through Thursday, and so we will return to you on Monday. We did have, the spotlight Saturday. That's the first of the month, which is really great. If you all did not see it, go back and take a look at Brother Omar Kareem of Banneker Ventures. He did such an excellent a show on real estate and development business. So please go take a look at that. It was really awesome. Yeah, just
philosophy around it, how we can be spending our money, investing our money, and just how you build wealth. So I really enjoyed Omar Green, and again, thanks to him as well. And shout out to Tyler, his brother came on. I gave Tyler a shot. I said Tyler called me and said I'm not gonna call him back. He was a little Tyler, and feelings about that.
and with that, I am out. Have a great weekend, everyone.
All right. So let's go ahead and wrap this up, brothers and sisters. We want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Of course, we want to give a shout out to BeFinancialIndependent.com. Again, that's BeFinancialIndependent.com. If you don't want to go to the website because you're getting the wake-up call, of course, we think of everything. You can call 1-888-496-6845. Again, that's 1-888-496-6845. As well, brothers and sisters, if you want to expand your Islamic knowledge, you got to go to Bayan Islamic Graduate School. Again, that's Bayan Islamic Graduate School. You can go to Bayan Online. Again, that's Bayan Online. They're offering courses in Islamic leadership, Islamic studies, Islamic education, and they have one of the best programs, brothers and sisters, the Master of Divinity, with a focus on Muslim chaplaincy. You're not going to beat it. Check them out. So listen, that's our show, brothers and sisters. Again, shout out to the veterans, the brothers, the sisters, the Muslims, the Jews, anybody that served in this country and in terms of armed forces. We appreciate you and we salute you. That's it for me, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Well, team, we've come to the end of yet another show. And I have to say I had a good time, and I hope that you had a good time as well. Listen, at this part of the show, we have no more show. I could literally sing a song saying we have no more show. However, to spare all of us that embarrassment and chaos, I'm just going to say, please join us tomorrow here on the Shoutout Show, Monday through Thursdays, and every first Saturday, we do our Saturday Spotlight. Here we are again, 5 to 5:30 on the Central Time. And of course, we're going to do our rebroadcasts at 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock p.m. And of course, that would be 6 o'clock on the West Coast. So time for you to go, because it's time for me to go. I think I will do that song. Thank you for coming to the show. Thank you for coming to the show. That's all the lyrics I wrote. But you get the idea. See you tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum. Shout out.